Hello, welcome to Quackalope. Thank you for being here. Today we're doing something we've actually done before.
But we're doing it again.
We're unboxing Madara. Listen, I got 1.0 way back in the day, like 2 years ago, dove into it, unboxed a friend's copy of it, got to play a session or two, loved it, and then I haven't had a copy until now. We just got a copy of the updated version
at Gen Con, along with a bunch of expansions, which you will see in a bit.
So we're not going to have them in this video, but hit that subscribe button because we're going to be doing overviews and showcasing all of the little resin expansions that you can get. But right now, we're going to dive into the core box. So Madara, for those of you that don't know at this point, this is going to be a JRPG. Do you know what a JRPG is?
A junior role-playing game.
A Japanese role-playing game, coined from the video game industry, right? Things like Final Fantasy. You're going to be diving into this world. It's usually customized or characterized by captivating narrative storytelling, combined with a sort of art style, Japanese art style, and more and most importantly, epic creatures and epic boss fights. So that's what we're going to find inside of here. We're also, now that we have a brand new studio, we have a place to play campaign games, and I can tell her, listen, on Thursday next week, we're going to be offline all day. We're just going to hit record and play through 7 hours of this.
Should I put that in my calendar? Is that what you're telling me right now?
Honestly?
You're coming back Wednesday.
I'll be here Thursday. Yeah, so Thursday next week, we're just going to play like 6 hours of Middara so we can actually start diving into campaigns. Some of our favorites, Gloomhaven, Kingdom Death, Madara, Etherfields, Tainted Grail. I've got a gaming buddy, so this is going to hit the table. I'm going to set the neoprene mats off to the side. I'm going to take these custom dice, set those off to the side as well. Let's flip the box.
So heavy.
I cannot wait for you to see what's inside of this.
Oh. It's messing up the tablecloth.
No, that's because it's like 17 pounds of bliss. You ready?
I am.
You take that side. Ready? Okay. Oh, we're gonna have plenty of flavor text to read.
I know because I saw the book.
Let's just pull this.
For context, Alex from Boardgames has a copy, so I have seen some of this stuff before.
I'm excited to comment down below. Do you want us to teach Alex how to play as well?
He's done his own unboxing.
He has, but he hasn't played it yet. He's bad at getting big narrative games to the table.
He is.
Let's be honest, we all are bad at getting big narrative games to the table. So,
okay, how do you get it out?
Do you appreciate the miniatures?
I want to see them and appreciate them in person with my hands. Oh, all right.
I love that you took the big ones.
Of course. Look at these. Snake girl sitting on top, naked girl. Nice.
So we have our heroes.
I'm assuming these are the bosses, right? That you're fighting?
Yeah, those are some of your endgame bosses, I believe. Here's some of your heroes.
Oh, I want the one with the book and the spiky hair.
Yeah, that's who you're going to start with?
I think so.
Okay.
This forward. This one. Haha. I like the hidden artwork on them. This has skulls, like just hanging out on the bottom.
Yeah.
You see it?
Yeah.
Bones and skulls.
The miniatures are chunky too, right?
Yeah. They are. I kind of wish they were sun-dropped. You know what I mean?
Well, we could do that.
With the detail.
So, and this is coming from, so just in case you're curious, Shira.
Look at this cloth.
This is coming from like a first-time publisher too.
Wow.
Yeah. Look at that. I know. All right. Let's keep digging into this box though, because the fun for me
is this book that I'm about to take.
Doesn't stop there.
This is Act 1.
I mean.
This is Act 1. The scenario book.
Here, just hold it like this, and just give me a good strike. Just. Oh, it's so heavy! Ow!
You said give you a good strike.
Oh,
it is very heavy.
Okay.
All right.
This is how you play this game. I mean, it's a dungeon crawl, right? You're going on an adventure, leveling up your characters, but like the amount of story Artwork, customized, story. It's amazing.
So one of the things that I saw at Gen Con that I'm really excited to do, you flip through so these pages have
hidden text. Yep. And it's based off of how you resolve the fight, what choices you make, whether or not you have certain items.
What you encounter, yeah. All these tokens are different scenarios. The artwork is amazing. Oh, look. Look at that.
Is that the girl that's on this beast? It is.
It's her?
Yeah.
This is her. Chapter 4.
Although here I'm pretty sure she's naked.
Yeah.
There she's clothed a little bit.
Yep. Well, I mean, it's a book with more intense artwork.
Oh, there's your Spiky.
There is. Oh, she's cute. I like her with her blue eyes. Here's another one. I'm assuming she's one of these too.
Maybe, I don't know.
Is she the one I didn't take out?
But either way, so let's see here.
Any
using the book onto the adventure.
Yeah.
This is
there we go.
This is, and they do have a whole voiceover of this.
Do you want me to start?
So you could listen to it. You can start a little bit if you want. We don't need to dive too deeply into it, but
Nightingale crept almost silently through the crowd, eyes fixed on her target. There were at least 100 of her fellow students there, thronging about and chatting excitedly in their teams of 4. Her victims weren't watching anything but the cigarette in his finger. He didn't stand a chance. Air rushed around Nightingale as she jumped and lashed onto Zeke's back with both arms. Zeke! Her voice came out somewhere between a squeal and a screech, loud enough that a few nearby students turned to stare. I should do that better. Zeke!
So what I've heard is that the writing in this, if you like JRPGs, the writing in this is really good too.
Yeah.
It's not just like a lot of words.
So this is when you are going through the whole campaign.
Yes, that's the story.
There's some one-shot deals that you can do as well.
We have the crawl book, which is going to be like the dungeon crawl thing, kind of what you're talking about.
Yeah, where if
one-shot scenarios,
yep,
or like the
exactly.
setup for various different events.
Here is the diagram book.
That's going to have hidden dungeon paths.
Yep. So when sometimes you'll have stuff that are revealed in the rule book or in this will tell you, oh, there's a hidden place that you didn't even realize about, and turn to one page in here. I like the fact that there's so many hidden elements.
We have the Blighted Bounty Pack with the Blighted Terror. This is a little, I believe, one-shot story pathway.
Okay. And then the rule book. Which I would...
Dice reference. Front page right there.
Wow.
Patent and Bag of Baggies.
Oh, here's the introduction.
In case people didn't know, we have a prototype patent on this, and so every time you see a bag of baggies, specifically a bag o' baggies, in a box, Quackalope gets commissioned. So, very exciting. You gonna read that?
Yes.
I was gonna read it.
You have no voice.
Oh, come on, don't let me say my favorite. I have a voice.
The trees were barren, blackened boughs, twisted start again.
I got it.
No.
Well, I'll do the first sentence, and then I'll give it to you. You
can't
messed it up
read
already.
English.
The trees were barren, blackened boughs, twisting tortuously across the mouth of the cave, barring the path.
With a great sweep of his axe, a hulking man hacked the branches away, dead wood snapping easily under his blade. The party advanced warily, moving slowly into the labyrinthine dark blackness. The large man went first, following the directions of the slender young woman behind him. She murmured a continual low chant over a ruin-covered crystal suspended in the bowl of water she carried. She held it out in front of her in both hands, her arms outstretched like a beggar seeking alms. Beside her, a tall, mousy young man held a glowstone lantern high, giving her light to see the crystal as it moved ever so slightly, guiding their way through the sprawling black depths. Behind them, a second woman formed the rear guard, her bow at the ready, curved sword swinging from her belt. A final turn brought them to the mouth of the giant cavern. Its ceiling and walls stretched into the darkness. The floor sloped up to a high point in the middle of the cavern, where a mighty blood-red column glistened in the faint light of the glowstone lantern. A huge ghostly form hovered in the air at the foot of the column, tracing intricate patterns in the air with its clawed hands. Smoke and eerie blue-white lights wreathed in a milky fog. On the ledge at its feet lay a woman clothed in a sheet of thin white cloth. The axe-bearing man looked over his shoulder at the woman with the crystal, and she gave him a reassuring nod. The crystal was pointing directly at the girl on the floor. They had found her at last. The woman stepped around her companion. As she spoke, her voice rang clearly through the empty darkness. "Shadow Lord," she called, "you have wrongfully taken one who is ours. Return the woman to us, and we will leave you in peace." A low, hollow rumble shook the cavern walls as the Shadow Lord laughed. Abruptly, the dark corners of the Abruptly, the dark corners of the cavern were no longer empty. Claws skittered and boots stomped as creatures began to move about in the shadows. With a sigh, the lady carefully placed the bowl of water on the ground. You bring this on yourself. The air around her began to thrum with energy, and her companions retreated a few steps back. You should have listened, she whispered. All right. What are you taking out?
Lots and lots of things. We have all of our tiles with all the different scenarios and setups and beautiful artwork. Well, that's one thing that I love about this game. It's so vibrant.
I want to open artwork. I want to open them. Knife thing opens. So each of these are double-sided, and they're all so unique and different.
Well, the thing I was going to start showing off is all of these.
You can do that, Wash.
So these are all the different creatures that you might face, and you have a wall of flavor text on the back of every one. Zeke, Remy,
which one's mine?
Elfie. So these two are playable characters. Merkhound, Earthel, Cavesicle, Nightingale is a playable character. Enslaved Spirit.
This one's not playable?
Nope.
Alright.
Rook is a playable character.
Here's some of the terrain, and it's like glossed. It's like two different textures.
Nice.
You see it? And they're all different. Wow. Look at that blue.
It's so pretty.
It's so shiny.
I love how vibrant this game is. Yeah. Ooh. Lichworm.
I like the play on worm.
Elder Cavesicle.
Look, this one has a person laying on it and a rose. You see the rose?
Yeah. Crystal Water.
So much terrain.
It's so
You
pretty.
really feel like you're on different places. Oh, and there's like elevation. There's steps on it. It tells you that like certain places are higher than the others. That's cool.
And then there's this whole wall of large cards that we can't look at yet.
Yep.
Living Oblation. Her Dark Majesty. Living Oblation has Nimble. Prisoner of Desperation. It is in our darkest moments that we are the most vulnerable. There are creatures that know this and try to exploit the weakness and despair of human beings. Sometimes these creatures begin espers, attempting to flee their realms covertly. Other times they are more nefarious creatures seeking a disposable body as a means to an end. Whatever their motives, these creatures search for sorrow, hopelessness, loss, and desperation. It is in such a moment that an individual may find themselves confronted by a creature offering their deepest wish, something to save them from their pitiful state. In return, they must be willing to make the ultimate sacrifice, surrendering complete control of their body. When driven to the brink of sanity, this offer is sometimes accepted, and once the bargain is struck, there is no going back. The demon coils up inside its new human form, seizing control from the soul that dwells there. The host is transformed into a living oblation. To most, this one-sided deal may seem impossibly stupid. In reality, these offers are not made unless the Esper knows the subject is likely to accept. Impossible rewards can be promised in exchange for their single life. When a person stands to lose the people they love, the heritage they built, giving themselves up can seem like the only solution within reach. Whatever their reason, these victims make a deal. They choose to enter this contract and let the Esper control their bodies. Now they are subjugated, prisoners in their own bodies. If a living oblation is identified, it will defend itself to the death. It is not uncommon for a living oblation to live a normal human life for years, emulating the person whose body they took until finally being found out by a loved one. The only way to save an individual from this fate is to make the entity that has control of the body a better offer. This is rarely done, and the living oblation is usually killed or driven away to be hunted by the great bounty. Look at that.
I assume you're going to be Rook with his grand physique.
I like Nightingale.
You're not allowed to be Nightingale.
She's awesome.
I know, but I am her already.
Maybe Zeke then? I do like Rook though.
He has extra health.
He's got massive hammers, too.
He does.
So we have a ton of different cards and art. I'm sure you'll be seeing some B-roll of it as we unbox all this. But these are going to be all the different like relics and items and utility that you can use. Yeah. Basically, every creature and every character
is all customizable. You can get gear to up and armor and items.
It's up to like
carry.
5 items per character, and so everyone has a lot of flexibility when it comes to how they play. We also have their utilization cards, little item cards that they have that they'll carry around. And yeah, that's I don't think there's anything underneath this big mat. I think it's just a map. Wrong? Let's see.
You are wrong.
The tokens. We don't need these, but these are all the token pieces for the environment, characters, so much.
We will need them.
We'll need these elements.
Yes.
But we don't need these.
Some of them we might. Some of them are not included. If we didn't have all of our resin minis, we would need these.
So cool. Okay. I'm going to slide this back in until we can find a good way to organize it. And yeah.
That's what the bag of baggies is, didn't you know?
Oh, is it? I think I actually want to get like a wooden insert or something to like organize all of this.
Okay.
Thoughts, first impressions? Are you excited?
Mm-hmm. I really want to reveal some hidden flavor text, but the audience will hate it if I do spoilers.
You can't do it. You'll hate it if you do spoilers. Let's play the game. Let's play the game.
I really like this idea. It's like so cool because holding it over regular text, it looks normal. But the fact that you're holding it over red, which is on top of a different color, it negates the red.
So, all that being said, I'm sure you've seen a ton of B-roll. We've shown off this game so far. We are going to be diving into this sometime soon. I just wanted to hang out, unbox it. You've never unboxed it before.
No, I have not. And
which is
really
always
excited.
A cool experience because it's so big. It's almost mind-blowing. You see our dice upgrades?
I do. These are upgrades, I assume. Yeah.
So, thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. Whatever the case, whatever you do, remember to do the important thing. Get a giant box and then spend about 60 hours playing through it.
No. Slay a water loa.
Oh, do you want to read the flavor text?
It's so cool. It's so pretty. I want to fight this one first.
Find out what it is.
A lesson in conduction. The magic of conduction summoning allows its practitioners to channel the forms of other creatures through their own bodies, causing them to take on their physical characteristics. The name conduction summoning is a bit of a misnomer, as nothing is really being summoned. Instead, the summoner's own body twists and stretches into the shape of whatever creature they want to become. This can be a harrowing experience for a novice. While not necessarily painful, having your body contort into an entirely different shape is a very strange sensation. First-timers will sometimes change back to their normal forms only to vomit or pass out from the stress of the experience. With practice, however, these side effects can be overcome. For many, the utility of such a skill outweighs the unpleasantness. While a conduction summoner is an altered form, they retain their mental capacity and memories. They can still speak as long as their temporary physiology allows them to make the proper sounds and are still themselves for all intents and purposes. Unfortunately, many monsters can differentiate between members of their own packs and unfamiliar creatures. It usually proves difficult to infiltrate a group of monsters, even if you look like one of them. Care also must be taken when conducting into the form of a monster to avoid being attacked by fellow adventurers on accident. Orion pulled out against the waters around him, a swell surge swallowing his small crystalline body. He could feel the water as it became an extension of him, without a clear boundary or limit. He dashed forward through the pool, rolling over its surface almost effortlessly. It was how he imagined flying must feel. The water carried him smoothly above the surface, suspending his transparent body. It almost made him regret having to fight the creatures.
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Can we just play?
Yeah.
Stop the video. Let's just dive in.
Yup.
Okay. We'll see you later.